Hello, hello. How are you? Sorry I'm a couple minutes late. How is everybody? My phone was dying, so I had to get it plugged in, which means I had to move a few things. So yeah, we're here. Hope everybody's having a great day. And I'm just going to pop in over here while you're coming in and getting settled. And I'm going to share this with our other page. I wish it was easier to just grab it and say share, but it's not. Okay, cool. Now we're in both places. Hey, Susan. How are you? Welcome. Well, I showed a little video earlier today, just a quick of 3 little photos of how I did this project. I had to test it because I wasn't sure it was going to work, but it did. So we're going to do it tonight. Hey, everybody. Hello, Mary Lou. Hi, Lana. Welcome, welcome. Please sprinkle this around your friends. We'd love to have more of our friends come see. Tonight I am working with a Dollar Tree frame. I showed you this the other day. It had like a funny little thing in the center. We still have that thing in the center, but we're not going to use it. I don't remember what it said, but it wasn't cute. It's okay. But it was $1. And it was a cute little pink frame, and I kind of like the color. But yeah, okay. So we're also going to use, let me bring you down so I'm not holding it up in front of me. It's a little bit of a weird angle, and I'm sorry that it's kind of showing you the, yeah, but that's where the cord is, so we're good. I'm not going to mess with it. All right, we are using Seize the Day with an awesome sea turtle. I love him. Super cute. I'm using the one that doesn't have a label. This is eucalyptus and white. So first thing I did was I got a piece of just, it's really kind of thin chipboard. It's not super heavy cardboard. It's kind of like, I'm going to date myself, but when I was little, my dad used to get shirts from the cleaners. It's that kind of cardboard. Does anyone remember that? Back in the day, they used to come all folded with this thing around them, and they had a piece of cardboard in them. Yeah, it's that cardboard. Or you could use cardboard from the back of a pad. But it's not super heavy or anything. It's white on one side, mine is, and brown on the other. I'm going to use the kind of brownish color, but then we're going to make it look shabby chic-ish. Yeah. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is get our white going. The only thing that you need to remember about this is you want to be sure that your white is dry before you chalk on it, okay? So that's the only real caveat to any of it. So we're going to take a little bit, I'm going to spritz just a little bit in here so it gets it a little bit less. And there's not a lot of paste left in the bottom, so that's why I'm using this. I have another jar. I wouldn't put liquid in my good paste that I was going to use all the time. It would make it too liquidy. But this paste is kind of the bottom of the barrel here. And we're just going to kind of put it on. This is as shabby and as messy as I get. Oh, Lana got her sprayer today and reminded me that it was really hard to open the crazy little bugger to put water in it, and she used one of those rubber grippy things to open it. So if you have trouble opening your spritzer, it's a great fine mist though. Seriously, it's one of those things, I tell you this all the time when I think it's kind of silly. I looked at it and thought, do I really need that? Yes. Yes, it gives you just the right amount of water. It really is a great little spritzer. Okay, so we're going to let this dry, is the key right now. And I am going to dry it a little bit because I don't want you here all night long while I fuss with this. And that's really, you got to make sure it's dry before you do anything else. Now, because this is paper, I am going to wax this. When you put your transfer on paper, it could really kind of wreck your transfer. We're not really worrying about the paper that much, but we don't want to ruin our transfer by having it get all covered with paint and paper and all those things. Now, when you're using I'm sorry, is this really loud? I'm talking really loud. When you're using a chalk couture surface, like one of our chalkboards or one of our houses or the truck or any of the other surfaces, it's not quite as tricky. But when you're using found surfaces or non-chalk couture, you kind of have to do a little something to them sometimes. So let me grab my wax. Oh, this was another trick. We had trouble getting this open too. Mary Lou and I both did. But once it's open, easy peasy. Oh, and holy cow. I cleaned out my room and I bet I threw the paper towels away. One sec. There's one here. There is. And you just get a little bit of a paper towel. Not much. And then you're just going to go over it. And you'd think, I mean, when I first did this, I thought, oh, it's going to leave a mark. It's going to look greasy, but it really doesn't hurt it at all. Right? All right. Now, I need this to stick to this piece that came out of the frame. So I'm going to pull out some of my tear tape from my Stampin' Up! Collection, and I'm going to put that down. Now, if you don't have this, you could use a little dab of Elmer's. You could use some glue dot. You want it to stick. You don't want it to peel off, because this frame did not have glass in it. So this thing is going to be right there. It's not behind the glass. Now, some of the Dollar Tree frames do, but this one didn't. All right. And then I'm going to peel this little stuff off. See, the detail tool works for this too. Now, I bet you're looking at this saying, well, that's a square, and that transfers a rectangle. Yep, it is. But we can figure it out. So we're going to put this on. Okay. Make sure we're good. Make sure our wax waxed. Now, if I were doing this and not doing it with you, I would let it sit a little bit to make sure that it was good and dry, because I'm rushing it. I'm going to dry it again. I just don't want this white paint to come off in the back. So you really kind of want to make sure this is dry. Let it sit. Go get a coffee. All right. Now, the other thing you need to remember is what's the top and what's the bottom. So there's the top. Now, I'm going to fuzz this little bugger because, again, it's going on something I don't want it to be super sticky. So I'm going to fuzz it a couple of times. Love, love, love my fuzzing cloth that finally came. I've been waiting so impatiently for it. Okay, so now this handy dandy little thing is going to be too big, right? It's not going to fit on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it up and over so my turtle is here, and then I'm going to come back and do my C's over here. So let's get our turtle on there and the day, and that's the part we're going to do first. And I'm going to use eucalyptus. Oh, when you get your pastes that are starting to come now, they're really awesome. They're very creamy, very dreamy, right? Super cool. Don't throw this little baby away. You're going to want to put it in the lid. Now, we never used to have to do this, but you're going to want to put it back in here. Now, it's going to be annoying because it falls out all the time. So take your glue gun and do a little dab of glue and stick it in there. The reason you want this is it lets the lid seal tighter when you close this back up, and it's going to keep your paste fresher longer. So it's one more step, but it's well worth it. And you only have to do the glue gunny thing once. All right, and then we're going to get a little bit. And we're going to drag this down. I should have picked a different color. This doesn't show very well for you. Notice I'm not doing the C's, I'm just doing the turtle and the day. And then when I get done, I'm going to go back and take off the excess. Alright. And then peel. Ah! I love him! Isn't he cute? Oh, I love him. Okay, so now I need to dry this. And I'm going to use my bacteria wipes. Now, Clorox wipes, but these are dollar store ones. Not as pretty, not as handy, and harder to get out of the package. Whoops. I didn't want to drop that on there, but I did. And I'm going to clean this off a little because I don't want the paste to end up... This camera's going to make me crazy. It's not where I'm used to being. I don't want this paste that's on the back of here to get on here when I lay it down. So I don't need a lot of it off, but I need like the surface part. So I'm just going to do this. All right, makes kind of, this is messy for me. I can do it. All right, and then wait, when you pick it up, lo and behold, you've got some on the table too. Oh, it's so good. I love this one. I haven't shown the girls yet. They're going to love it. And then I'm just going to wipe this off back here, just so I don't have a lot of excess paste floating around. Okay, now I'm going to let this sit here for a minute. And we're going to dry this before we mess it up. Don't you love him? He's so cute. I didn't look to see when he's back in stock. I will check. I know, and I hate showing you something that's not in stock, but I fell in love with him and I had to show you. So just because it's a rectangle, don't think that that limits you. You can always, you can make it work. Yep. Okay. I'll look and see what it says. All right, so I'm going to take this piece of the backing that I didn't write on, and I'm going to put it here, kind of protect what's going on there. And my C's is going to go right here. Whoops. I'll come back. All right, so that's where my C's is going to go. And I just want to protect my turtle. All right, there we go. Soon. Well, I think a lot of the problem is, well, no, I don't know. I'm not even going to guess. I am not the inventory control person. All right, so there we go. And then we bring this back and we pop this in. Pop that back in, and then just bring down, it has 4 little metal thingies. And there you go. And if you wanted to kind of, you could do a little bit of white on the outside of this if you wanted. To kind of rough this up. This is not wood, so if you sand it, I don't think it would, I think it's cardboard with paper, to be honest. So I wouldn't do a whole lot of distressing on it, but you could do a little bit with your paste if you wanted. So now I want to do a whole collection of these guys. Like I want to get more of these little, I love the square. I don't know, I'm testing this. I may not like it. Oh, I do like it. Okay. Just a little bit to kind of tone down the pink. I thought the pink kind of looked right with the turtle. So this whole thing cost me $1 for the frame, a leftover piece of cardboard. Yeah, this doesn't paint very well. It kind of bubbles up because I think it's plasticky, but it's okay. It's not horrible. It does do it. Let me try one thing. Let's see what happens. I'm up for trying. Let's see what the sandpaper does. Write some shells and some pearls. I just don't need this giant piece of sandpaper. I think an emery board would probably work just as well. Oh, it does work. Okay. So look, if you want to get that look, but it is paper, so don't get too heavy-handed. It does give it kind of a rough look. All right. Super cute. I really like him. So I have to think of what other oceany things we're going to do to go with this in a collection. So my project for this week here is to do more of collections rather than just a sign or just one thing. And I've decided that I need, I don't know about you, I always need something, right? I have projects. I want to find a few, so I'm going to go off to the flea market and look. I want to find a few little shelves for the wall so I can put my collection on that. I have to go shopping. I just do. Well, thanks for coming tonight, and I can't wait to see what you do with your dollar store frame. And let's see how it goes. Super easy. Now, if you don't want the shabby chicy look, I could have done this on scrapbook paper. I could have done it on a solid color. You just have to wax it before you, and fuzz your transparency a bunch before you stick it down. But all is good. It didn't, let me show you the back. It didn't hurt the back of this at all. It needs to be washed, but it didn't hurt it. And it's going to be just as sticky. Right? All right, everybody. Have a great night. I'll see you here again tomorrow. Bye.